Hey everyone, Nathan here. Today I wanted to make a different type of video where I just wanted to rant and chat a little bit about the way I've been kind of feeling. I know a lot of you can probably relate to this feeling, as you know, some of you might be older, like myself. Now, when I mean older, I don't mean I'm like, 75 years old, 80 years old, almost on my deathbed. Like, I'm not saying that. I am 31 years old. I am married. I work full time. So I stay relatively very busy. I try to run the channel as best as I can on the side with uploading content and trying to come up with new ideas and do the out of bounds stuff for World of Warcraft. But this isn't a video of me being depressed or sad or anything. It just got me thinking about life lately because of getting closer to the holidays. A lot of nostalgia can come up, and I miss the days of being a teenager, kid, where we had a family over for holidays and like everybody would gather and we'd have these big dinners, and it was just a fun time. And you don't know that you're living in the good days, right? Until they pass away. And being 31 and married now and having a full-time job and like just living life as days go by, games just aren't as appealing to me anymore. And that's really what I wanted to talk about real quick today, was the nostalgic, like, I don't know how to call it, but it's like a feeling of not wanting to play games as much. Like, they just don't have an impact on my life like they did years ago. When I was a teen, I would order all the Game Informers. I would go to midnight releases at GameStop. I remember Black Ops, the original Call of Duty. I remember going to the midnight release for that back when I was like 16, 17 when it came out. Maybe 15. I don't remember, but I remember my friend actually had to buy it because it had to be under his name because he was over 18 at the time. So we had older friends to do that for us. And I remember just going to some of these midnight releases, and it was like the best thing ever. And you'd stay up all night and you would game, and it was just like that fun feeling. Now, fast forward to 2025, I have like this huge list of Steam games that I want to play. And sometimes I'll just sit there and scroll, right? And then I'll load into a game and I'll install it and I'll be excited and then I'll start playing. Then I'm just like, I don't really want to play. And so I that's the word I was thinking of. I kind of think of it as like video game fatigue, right? Where I've done it for so long that it's kind of wearing down on me. And I think that's why I enjoy World of Warcraft so much now. And enjoy an MMO as an adult, because you can log in, you can play for a while, and then you can just log out and go about your day, right? It's so hard to like get into single player games or multiplayer games that are going to take up a lot of your time. I think the last big single player game that I went through and spent all my time on was Elden Ring just recently. And since then I just play World of Warcraft, right? And that's what my channel is based off of, World of Warcraft out of bounds content. But it's just kind of sad. Like, I've purchased all these games over the years on Steam. I have a PlayStation 5 that I never touch. I never turn it on. And it's just like a moment of sitting here and just having video game fatigue and wanting to play games, but I just don't have like the willpower to play games anymore. Regular games, I should say. World of Warcraft, I love. I'm excited for Midnight. I'm excited to continue the channel. I'm excited to keep doing out of bounds content. But I want like that feeling back of like feeling excited for games. So that's really just my rant for today, of like having gaming fatigue. And so I want to ask all of you, how do you deal with gaming fatigue? Do you feel kind of the same way, where you have all these lists of games and games just aren't the same anymore like they were back in the day? Do you still play and keep up with a lot of the latest games that are out? I would love to, but first of all, games are expensive. They're like, $70 now a piece. And then some of them are like ultimate editions, like $120, plus all the DLC. And it's just like, It's crazy how expensive gaming has gotten as a hobby. So, I want to ask that question to all of you today. How do you deal with gaming fatigue? What keeps your fire going to play games? And how do you deal with moving forward in the future? Where do you find the time to keep going with video gaming? So that's really about it. That's my rant. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to hear all your thoughts. Please don't take this as me being sad or depressed or nothing. I'm super excited for the future of All Things Nerd. I'm ready for Midnight to come out here in a few months. Sometime next year, or a few months, I should say next year. I'm excited for the continuation of World of Warcraft and the story. And so please don't think I'm like sad and wanting to close down the channel or something. It's just more of like talking about games and where we're at today with them. So anyways, guys, as always, my name is Nathan. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.